I am Jazzie Carrington, and this is my show, What's Hot with Jazzie. I'm introducing you to some of the hottest, most innovative people around the nation, from pop culture entertainment to people making a difference in your community and mine. So let's get started with What's Hot with Jazzie. Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to another special segment of Hot Talk, Hot Topics with me, myself, and I, Jazzie Carrington, and welcoming back my fabulous friend. She is a boss. She is the hardest working woman I know. My fabulous friend, Felicia. Hello. Hello. So glad you're here to co-host with me again.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure.
Yay!
My pleasure.
What's going on, girl?
All is well. All is well.
Yeah, it's been a busy time.
It has.
There's a lot going on. I'm getting ready. I'm so excited because I'm going to South Dakota next weekend. Yes.
Fantastic.
I have a guest there.
Awesome.
So it's a good treat. She is fabulous. I cannot wait for you all to meet her. So I will be in South Dakota next week. So
Awesome.
Look for a show. And so anyway, it's going to be Mother's Day weekend this weekend. So what you got going on?
Going home to be with the family, enjoy Mother's Day with my mom.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a fantastic weekend and good weather.
Yeah.
So that'll be great.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Oh, wow.
My daughter, my youngest daughter said, Mom, what do you want for Mother's Day? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I didn't even think about it. In fact, I said, when is Mother's Day?
Oh, my gosh. I thought you forgot.
But now that I got a new grandbaby, I don't think my son going to be thinking about me for Mother's Day. I think he's going to be thinking about
his wife.
Yeah, my daughter-in-law. But that's okay. That's okay. It's her first Mother's Day.
Oh, that's so precious.
I know her first Mother's Day. And she's got my munchkin burger.
That's so fantastic.
I love it. I love it.
Well, maybe you can spend some time with them.
Girl, they ain't thinking about me. Anywho, girl, we're going to do some fun hot topics tonight. We're going to have a good time.
Let's go.
Okay, so the first thing. Okay, look, let me get the small thing out the way first.
Okay.
So anyway, so now, like we've heard that recently all these beefs. Okay, so it started off with Chris Brown and Quavo.
Right.
Quavo, I'm sorry, but Chris Brown, he just tore you up. And now it's Drake and Kendrick.
Right. Yep. What about that one?
Girl, Drake put out a rap. Kendrick came back in less than 20 minutes. It was already mastered, ready to go, and took it there.
Oh,
I mean, tore him up from the floor.
Oh, my.
And then made mention he had a secret child, a daughter.
Ooh.
That he been hiding. And then people started doing investigating.
Oh, no. He just put him all the way on blast.
And they found her, allegedly.
Oh, wow.
Who the daughter is and the mom.
Oh,
but I don't know. You know, they put together this couple, like he had this picture with the daughter, the alleged daughter that they think is the daughter and the mother. But it looked photoshopped to me. It didn't look.
That's what I was going to say. All the AI stuff that's going on. You got to be careful about whether, something is real or not.
Well, I'm going to tell you what made me think it was photoshopped, because Drake has not always had braids. If he supposedly had a daughter years ago, that's when he still wore his close haircut. And this is with him, his hair braided.
I see. Okay.
And Drake, that I remember, it was a long time before he had any type of braids or anything like that. So that happened. But then, here we go. Then, recently, this week, there was an incident at his mansion where a security guard was shot. And and so they're investigating, trying to see what that's about.
Oh, my.
And those are the things that concern me when these rappers or these artists start beefing.
Right.
Suddenly the violence start coming in.
That's true.
And I don't see Kendrick Lamar as a violent person, which I am a huge Kendrick Lamar fan. Kendrick, he is the lyricist.
He is awesome.
And I'm a Drake fan. I like Drake, but
me too.
I don't really see, but here's my take on this. I feel like you have to be careful sometimes with these type of beefs because you got these fans out here.
Right.
They're taking a little too far.
That's true. That's very true.
And even though these celebrities, they live in these gated communities or whatever, but Google, the internet, you can find anybody's address.
That's true. That's
and
very true.
And if you got some fan that's just taking a little bit too far, more than you are,
right,
they'll pull up.
That's true. You gotta be careful. People nowadays are very, very vicious and very, very vengeful. So
yes, so and I'm not saying that's what happened. They're still investigating. They don't really know, but it's just, to me, it can get these little beefs. And do you think they do this stuff just really for
publicity?
Yeah,
I do sometimes. I think that is really a publicity, something to keep your name in the limelight. Yeah, and then sometimes I wonder too what the actual origin of those beefs are. Is someone pitting them against each other because they're jealous? Well,
from my understanding, Quavo and Chris Brown were like tight.
Okay,
and then I guess allegedly Quavo kind of turned on him. I don't know what happened.
Okay.
But I will tell you something funny. So Quavo, apparently, this is the story I had. He had a concert. Chris Brown bought all his concert tickets.
Oh, Lord.
And like 30 people showed up.
Oh, no. I hope that's a rumor.
He bought all the concert tickets, so Quavo had to perform to like 30 people in the audience.
I hope that's a rumor.
That is not. He did.
Oh, no. You know what?
So
people and they're petty. People and they're petty.
That was so petty.
People and they're petty. Some people are petty on 100. Some people petty on 1,000. That was petty on 10,000.
For real. I thought that was good. And then that Quavo diss. Oh my God. I heard it.
Oh, did you? I haven't heard that.
I said, Quavo, baby. Quavo got quiet.
Oh. It was one of those, huh?
Quavo got quiet. He had no choice. Because after that diss, I was like, oh yeah, there ain't no coming back.
Just right off into the sunset.
Yeah, but I really feel bad about this incident at Drake's house. The security guard was the one who got hurt.
Right.
And apparently he was in serious condition in the hospital.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So I don't know, but it was just it's just sad.
It is, because you want these, everybody has their own style and everybody has their own way of doing things. And even though you may not agree with another person, just, that beefing and that back and forth is so unnecessary.
Yeah,
just respect each other for who you are, the artistry that you operate in, and don't worry about the rest. Because I really think that sometimes, it's a lot of he said, she said, and back and forth that goes on with that stuff. And sometimes it may not all be legitimate.
Well, I find that it's always more with hip hop artists.
Okay.
You find this more. You don't really see it too much in a lot of the other genres. It's like almost like rap artists or hip hop artists are expected to beef and go back and forth and do all that nonsense. Yeah. But whatever the case may be, I hope that they find out what happened at Drake's home.
Right.
And I really, hope that the person that got hurt, I hope he, everything will end up being okay with him.
Absolutely.
And so, I don't know. It's just a crazy world we live in.
This is very true.
Okay, so the next topic.
Okay.
This is a fun topic.
Okay.
Okay. So I watched this clip. A good girlfriend of mine sent me this clip. We laughed so hard. It was so good. She sent me this clip from DCP podcast.
Okay.
And he had this comedian, Josh Johnson.
Okay.
So he says to him when he's interviewing him, okay, so he's saying to Josh, you say, these are the things that a woman that men want women to expect from them.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So, number one, I'm going to do the PG version, but he said it the other way. Okay. Number one is the good.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, that's my PG version.
Okay.
Number two is to have their stuff together.
Okay.
All right. So have they stuff together, which I'm assuming they're stable. They're stable in their finances, stable in their, their mind, whatever.
Right.
Total package.
Right.
And number 3 is being a good person, being kind to you.
I agree.
But here's the catch.
Uh-oh.
He said, here's the thing though. The men can only give you 2. They can't give you all 3.
See, that's not fair. That is so unfair.
So here's my thing. My thing. So they can't give me. He said, I'm just letting you ladies know. They can't give you all 3. They can't give. And I thought about it. I said, oh my God, that's actually true. So, okay, so if you had a choice between those 3, and you can only get 2. You can only get 2. He like guaranteed you gonna get 2.
I would have to decline.
But you ain't gonna get 3.
It's too hard. I would have to decline.
Which 2?
That's too much. That's too hard. That's because all of them are so important.
Yeah, but you can only get 2.
Oh man. They're gonna make it be a pick 2.
Yeah, they can't give you number 2.
Oh,
that's the thing that the women don't know. He said the women, what they don't know is the men, they can only give you 2. They can't give you all 3. So
that's a tough one. I would have to. It's like the Jeopardy music playing in my head. Exactly. It's just like I would have to think that one through because it's like you don't want you pick wrong. It's not gonna be a good ending. So
I picked.
What you pick?
What I picked?
1 and 2, or 1 and 3, or 2 and 3.
Okay, so I figured the being kind to you. I figure that we all have moments. So it doesn't mean if those moments or sometimes you're not kind. We don't know the circumstances. We all could be like sort of,
having a moment.
Yeah.
Having a moment.
But the good.
Listen.
And got his stuff together. Them my 2.
You take 1 and 2, Alex. 1 and 2.
Them my 2. I take those.
Yeah. And you just, you're holding on for that kind of stuff. Just keep holding on. Well, I guess if I could only pick 2, I would pick 1 and 2 as well. Okay,
so now look. Now I want y'all to comment. Now I'm gonna put this in a clip. I need to know them comment, girls. Don't y'all be cool. Yeah, I'm gonna need y'all to comment out there on this. I want all the ladies. Which 2 out of them 3? Because you only gonna get 2. Which 2 do you really want?
That's true. That's
because when I think about it, I have back in, we of a particular age, but over the years of being in relationships, marriage, dating, he right. He said you cannot get all 3. I agree. You cannot get all 3. Because how many times, let's just be real.
Okay.
You met a really nice guy. He was sweet. He was nice. Treat you nice. And then, he even had a little cat, a little money, he was doing a little good for himself. But then we get to and it's like,
intimacy is 2 thumbs down. He's like, oh, man.
Yeah, and then you like, dang.
I guess, but everybody's priorities are different. So for some women, number 1 is not as important as long as they can get 2 and 3. They can look over number 1. For other women, it's just like if 1 is not in place, because intimacy is so important in a relationship. It really is. So for some, for those that deem it a priority.
But see, it's funny you said that because my friend that sent me the clip, she said she'll take 2 and 3.
Really?
She said 1 is not important to her. She said because she feels like, well, if it comes down to it, I can make myself happy.
Well, who wants to do that for the rest of their life?
I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do that. I want it all to be, you know.
That's right.
I want it to be ready to go. You know? I want it to be ready. I don't want to do that for myself.
Right. Right. And see, it's more than just that piece though. It's more than the physical. It's the emotional that comes with that.
Yeah.
That's so important.
Yeah.
You know, and that connection and that bond comes with that. So for me, I'm gonna choose 1 and 2.
Yeah, 1 and 2 for me too.
And maybe, like I said, maybe we're just different. You know, like you said, there's some that have their own, you know, their own way of thinking, and they have different experiences. So they may have had the one that had 1 and 2, and then, you know, he was extremely mean and combative and cantankerous.
Well, you
and
know,
abrasive, so.
I'm telling you, I have known people that's been in relationships where they were mean and they didn't have one.
Oh, wow. Woo.
That's just nasty. That's just
listen,
really? You ain't got no room to be a
that part.
trifling. You should be the nicest person on earth.
That's a lot going on.
If one ain't right.
We're going to remain yet prayerful.
You said we're going to remain yet prayerful. But you know, it's crazy because when I think back, that is so true. But you know, I think, you know, in later years, you try to not be so superficial.
That's not superficial, though.
I don't think you don't. Yeah, I know.
It's not.
I know.
Like I don't think it's more than the physical. It's the emotional attachment too. That bond.
I think you need your intimacy to
you
be.
Do. It's so important in a relationship. It really is.
I do. I know people try to say, "Oh, that's not important."
It is.
Let me tell you the 2 things, and that's why I say these 2. I hear so many videos. These girls, they sitting up there all put together on these podcasts saying, "A man not having money or not having that don't mean nothing to me. I just want him to be kind and respect me and just love me." That's bull slinky. And I'm gonna tell you why. That's bull. Because nothing gets a woman more ready than a man that can pretty much take care of her.
Right.
You see these women and they be calling them gold diggers. They be having like these old men they have about 5 kids. Now they gonna divorce them in about 10 years because they gotta get that alimony. Because I told y'all one stroke is strategic.
Yeah.
These women out here that they deliberately, literally, when they're younger, they marry these billionaire, millionaire men. They give them a truckload of kids. And then in 10 years, because they know the laws, wherever, from the other countries to right here in the United States.
Right.
They know them laws of divorce.
That's true.
So they stay with you. And when that time limit is up, they divorce them. So they never have to work again.
Right.
So let me tell you something. You need a push to give him them kids. He might look like something off that sidewalk, but when I tell you, money can make him look a whole lot better. You need a push. You need a push. And that's the push. So I'm not buying that.
The bank account is
no, that's the push. I'm sorry. He ain't got whatever. And you a beautiful woman too.
Right. But my thing too, like I said, the intimacy part is so important because, like I said, it's the bond, it's the connection, you know, and if not, the 2 of you are just in the house as roommates. If there's no intimacy, really, it's just like you just split the bills and you're splitting the household responsibilities, and that's all you have. So, I mean, you're not, you know, cuddled up on the sofa, you know, watching a movie. You're not going out. You're not dating each other. It's just like, who wants to be in a relationship like that?
Yeah.
It feels loveless.
It really does because I think when you're married to somebody and you don't have that, that literally is a gift from God in a marriage. Like it's a gift. So when sin has unfortunately made you not so endowed, unfortunately, because you know it's not your fault. It's not your fault, but unfortunately, it can be a challenge in finding a wife and dating. I hate to say that. Oh,
It's
God,
true.
men, don't come for me. I'm sorry, but it can be a child. But I'm just telling you how women really think. They're not. Okay, men, I'm gonna just let y'all know right now. Because the women ain't going to tell you, but we going to tell each other.
Right.
But we not going to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all do all these videos telling women what y'all need to be for men. But guess what? I'm getting ready to tell you what you need to be for us. And one of the things you need to be,
mm-hmm.
you need to be right. At least 8. 7 at work.
Oh,
Between
wow.
7, 8, 10, you might be pushing it because I can't handle it. But I'm just saying. But here's another thing.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't just about the inches.
Mm-hmm.
You really need to know how to satisfy your lady.
Yeah, technique is important.
Technique is very important to us.
That's a good package and no technique is still 2 thumbs down.
And I think what men don't realize, men have this misconception, I think, that stuff is more important, that sex is more important to them than it is to us.
No, it's important to us too.
Not true.
That's not true.
Not true.
Mm-mm.
It is very important to women.
Yep. It's just that society teaches us to be ladies and be proper and not to talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, and they make us feel ashamed. And some of the newer artists are actually starting to sing that in those lyrics in their songs.
Wow.
It's like, it's okay for us as women to say what we want. It's okay for us as women to initiate the conversations in our relationships with the men to say, this is what pleases me. This is what satisfies me. This is what I want to try. You know, let's try something different. Let's try something new. And it's not taboo. But society has taught us since the beginning of time that we as women are supposed to be prim and proper and be ladylike and not talk about that stuff. And it's just like, why not?
Yeah, that's true. Because it was surprising to me. When I was younger, I used to hang around a lot of older girls that were older than me. They weren't like old. But for me, like 18, 19, someone who was like 21 or 26 or 25, to me, that was like a real grown woman, when you're 18, 19 years old.
Right.
And I never forget, I'll even take it back to before then, when I was even in high school and hearing girls talk about it. And I was like, oh, no. And then getting older and hearing women be so open when you get around your girlfriends. When I was like 18, 19, they were in their 20s and they're talking about their intimacy. And they're like, you had them fussing like, Dad, I'm going to need him to get with it, or one over here was like, oh, I'm so in love. It was so wonderful. And I'm just like, what? Y'all are talking about this? Because to me, that was supposed to be private, because that's how I was raised.
Yep. It wasn't ladylike to talk about it. And it definitely wasn't ladylike for us to initiate it. Yeah. And it wasn't ladylike for us to be able to express it with our partners to say, this is what I like. And to actually, even imitate or emulate for them. I like it when you do this way, and it's just like, well, why? Why is it not okay? But like I said, society has changed some now to where now folks are very vocal, and they say exactly what they think and what they feel. But I think that it's time for that to actually happen, because that makes the relationship more balanced.
But I think in a tasteful way, because I think you hear these hip hop girls talking about, but they're talking about it in such a vulgar way, in a way like we're just basically for sale. And I don't like that. I don't like that, because I'm like, whatever happened to the love and the intimacy aspect of it? Right. You know what I'm saying? Really courting. Right. Really dating with a purpose, dating to find that one, your soulmate, marriage, that person that you want to grow old with.
That's not really, the way society is kind of conditioned now. That's not a priority anymore. It's still there. It's just not at the top of the list. So it's falling down in prioritization to where more people are more inclined to think about their careers, their families, traveling, building businesses, getting their education and things of that nature, to where, the whole being in love and like you said, building a life together is something that still happens, but it seems like it's happening later. in life. You know, you're finding people not even thinking about marriage until they're in their 30s. It's like their whole 20s are gone. And back in the day, it used to be such that folks were getting married like right out of college. 22, 23 years old, they were getting married. By the time they were 30, they had a home. They had one, maybe two kids, or one and one on the way, you know, and now it's not, like I said, it's just not a priority anymore.
But I think what happens too, it not being a priority when you get that career, especially for women, and we've said this before, you know, when you're over 40, you've gotten it all, you've gotten that career and things of that sort. And then it's like you want to settle down, but it's like you're too old. I'm not saying you're too old. Okay, let me take that back. Because I want to settle down. I'm a woman particular age. So you're not too old. You can settle down.
Sure.
But what I'm saying is, at this point, you virtually have to find somebody who's not interested in having children, who's not interested in those things, because that may have passed with you, because that in that 40s range, that's very, very
high risk
of not being able to have kids.
Or you may have to go, you know, a more strategic route where you have to do IVF.
But who wants to go to that? That's brutal.
I know.
Because you only have so many eggs.
Right.
And if none of those eggs
are viable,
you're done.
But then that's the other, that takes it to another topic of a lot of young women. They just had a piece on this, I think, on the Today Show or on Good Morning America, where a lot of young women in their 20s are like, hey, right now I'm grinding. I'm working on my education, building my career. So I'm going to go ahead and have this procedure done where I'm going to have my eggs while they're viable and fruitful and young, and I'm going to have them frozen.
Wow.
So that now, and they're sitting down and they're having great conversations with their gynecologist, and they're actually doing that in their 20s because they know I may not meet my partner until I'm 35 years old. But I'm 22 right now, and right now my eggs are good and strong. So I want to save as many as I can and put them in storage, so that when I get to that place,
oh Lord,
that's what they're doing.
I'm old school. That's too much.
That's what they're doing.
That's too much.
Like I said, they did a whole piece on it, and a lot of the young women are really excited because they're like, I know, it's like they're preparing for their future, right? They feel like I haven't found that perfect someone. I have other things that are going on right now, but I'm going to get to that place. So let me go ahead and prepare for it now. And then I don't have to worry about my eggs being old or having to go through IVF.
Yeah, but when you don't have the same patience you would have when you were young to raise a kid.
That's true. That's very true.
To be a mom, because, I mean, what if you get ill? Your eggs, you know what I'm saying? Things are happening when you're middle age.
That's true.
There's more health risks.
Yeah, there's a different perspective.
There's a lot other stuff to consider besides that. To me, that's just let me, be footloose, fancy free, whatever. Let me be all about me. To me, it's just still selfish.
Okay.
I mean, do what you want to do, to him his own. I just think that, okay, you have these valuable eggs, but then you have a lower chance of, okay, that one shot that you get the right person to raise that baby with. And I think that's what we don't take in consideration. We treat children like they're just,
right. Yeah.
Like having a kid or being parents, like it's just like, they're just like a trophy we could just sit on the shelf, or a toy we could play with when we get ready. That's a little human being.
That's true.
It's a lot into that. Right. So, but more power to you. But, I don't know about that. But speaking of gynecologists, I said I won't go do this story, but since you mentioned it.
Good segue, right?
And this is crazy because I don't even talk about stuff like this on this show. Sexy Red, bless her heart. God bless her soul. I'm going to pray for Sexy Red.
You're going to remain your prayer.
She had a picture yesterday showing her feet, sitting in the gynecologist, laying in the thing, showing her feet, just a flapping.
Oh, wow.
Talking about, this is how I understand it to read. And she waited for the gynecologist to tell her why her
stuff.
She don't smell so good.
Oh my. You're gonna remain your prayer. But
then supposedly she backtracked on everybody.
Some things need to remain private.
But supposedly then she backtracked and said, y'all mofos will believe anything. Well, I ain't trying to be funny. But some people are saying, I ain't say this. I ain't say this now. I'm just saying, I ain't got nothing against nobody.
Oh my.
Some people, I heard some opinions, was saying, well, don't be backtracking because you look like
Oh no.
you look like, you know, that the nana might not be too.
Oh my. See, that's what I'm saying. That's why you gotta be careful. That's what I'm saying. Some things should remain private. We don't have to put everything on social media. Because then when they start dragging you, then you just like, but wait. It's like, no, you put yourself out there on Front Street, so you gotta be careful what you say.
Like, what? I was like, what? What in the ham sandwich?
Why do
would somebody say that?
I don't understand why people put themselves in those type of situations and then wonder why.
It's not a good response. You know what I'm saying? I have learned not to say things where I don't want to get an answer.
Right, that part.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
because you know, these days on social media, you know, people love feed negativity.
That's true.
They love it.
Yes.
They feed into it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The bigger your following gets, the bigger, even on YouTube, the bigger your channel gets, the bigger your following is on Instagram and all these platforms.
Right.
People come with more of the negativity. It's true. All cute and nice when you're small.
Right.
But once you start really gaining that popularity, because you have haters.
Right.
And you have people who feel inferior to your accomplishments. They take it personal.
That's true.
They take it personal. They do. They take it very personal, your growth and your confidence.
That's true.
And so when they start seeing that, they go after you with a vengeance.
That is true.
And so I just believe, you know, now what I've seen about Sexy Red, she makes me laugh. She really does. And I'm going to tell you why she makes me laugh. Because she is so authentically her.
Yeah,
she might, you know, call her ratchet, ghetto, whatever, but she is authentically her.
Yep, what you see is what you get. Period.
And I just think it cracks me up because the confidence in her just being
who she is.
That's
it.
And it amazes me. And she don't even, it's like, okay, whatever.
But in that type of industry, you have to, because you're going to have so much criticism and everybody's not going to like you.
Yeah.
You know, so you really do have to go into a world like that with tough skin.
Yeah.
Or you be walking around here crying every day.
But yeah, you would. But the thing about it, what I love, it seems like that is really just her personality.
Yeah.
That she's just like, take me as I am.
Take it or leave it.
You know, the nana might be some problems and some other stuff going on. But hey.
We hope that's not the case.
Yeah, we hope that's not the case. But, you know, she's different. She's different, you know. But, hey, you know, I have no judgment. You know, I just love in the spirit. I love everybody. So I don't,
like
I ain't tripping.
No, like you said, she is authentically herself.
Yeah.
And that part you have to respect.
Well,
she
you know.
She doesn't put on airs.
No, she definitely does not put airs on. You know, I have menopause brain so bad because I swear I was just thinking about what we were going to talk about next and I forgot it.
Oh, no.
Brain fog, a very real thing. It's a very real thing. It's the craziest thing. It's just crazy. So I'm just like, what the heck was I getting ready to say? You know, I'm just saying for real. What's really going on? So anyway, so let me think about what's been recently out there in the news. I had something on the tip of my freaking tongue. And I swear I have forgotten about it. But I do want to talk about OJ recently passed. And now they've got this new documentary. I think it's on Netflix.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they came out after he passed. And so I think it's like Kris Jenner, Nicole, what was his wife? That was
Nicole Kidman.
No, that was unalived. The wife, yes, Nicole Simpson, sister is on there talking, and they're talking about that time during the trial or whatever. I never believed him.
You didn't?
I never believed him. I knew back then he was guilty. I don't care if anybody get mad. I don't care if people say trying to bring a black man down. No, I ain't. He was a narcissist. He was not a good guy. And one thing that I even saw on, I was watching something, I guess it was an older documentary on YouTube. And this is what a white man said. He said, you know, what's interesting in me at that time, that the black people, when they were rooting for him to get off, and he said, and the black people thought OJ was really for the blacks. He said he didn't care nothing about black people.
Oh my.
He said he didn't care about any people. OJ cared about OJ.
Okay.
And I believe that. And you could see that. You know, he just came off to me. I knew he was an abuser. I knew. And I said, and then to write that book, if I had did it.
Oh, wow.
And so you believed him, huh?
I wasn't sure what to believe, honestly.
Yeah, you just really didn't have an opinion about it.
I just didn't know what to believe.
Yeah.
It was just like, you know, like you said, there was so many facts that were, where the jury could have seen him as being guilty, especially with the photos that they had of her with the abuse that had taken place over the years. And she had the photos of the black eyes and the busted lips and things of that nature. And you know, when we think about it, you know, as for anybody else, it's not a celebrity. We automatically say, okay, well, if you already have all of that history and you already have all of those like restraining orders and things of that nature, he had to have done it, you know, because he has a history of it. But I'm not unrealistic in that here in American society, cash is still king. Money still can get you out of a lot of different things. And that's not just for him. And that's not just based on race.
That's America.
That's America. That's not based on black or white. It's the same when it comes to that. If you have money and you can get a lawyer that can get you off, then, you know, they can get you off.
And, you know, it's funny you were saying that because I was just watching a movie called The Judge on Netflix with Robert Downey Jr. And Robert Duvall. It's really good. I'm finishing. And in the beginning of Robert Downey Jr. plays an attorney. In the beginning of the movie, this other attorney is sort of arguing with him, and he's like, you're only defending this person. You know he's guilty, but you're only defending him because he's rich, and you know you're going to get him off. You know what he says?
What?
Innocent people can't afford me.
Oh, wow. Oh, my.
He said, of course I am.
Oh, wow.
He said, but innocent people can't afford me, so.
And
I said, oh, my God.
That happens here every day in the U.S.
That's real.
It is.
That's real.
It is.
And I just think, you know, I think at that time when all that stuff was happening in the early 90s, I think it was a time where they were going after Michael Jackson. They were going after, and I think it was at a time where, to me, I think at that time the Rodney King thing was going on.
Yes.
So I think it came at a time where there was a little bit of racial tension with the things that were going on, and Black people were feeling sort of kind of like, you know, in that moment, it was almost like another Black Lives Matter moment where people were feeling like that they were just going after
him because he was Black.
But, and then the thing that I saw that was disheartening is he was married when he met her.
Oh, wow.
And she was really young. She was a teenager, I think.
Oh, okay.
He was, and you know, I don't know if she was like 18 or 17 or 18 or something like that. Okay. Yeah. But she was really young, you know, I don't even think she was 20 yet when they met, but don't quote me on that, but I don't know.
Right.
But whatever the case may be, he leaves his wife.
Oh.
And that's why I say, be careful what you wish for.
That part.
You know, it don't pay. God don't like ugly.
I ain't too fond of cute.
It don't pay. I just think it's best, y'all need to be free. Y'all need to be free. Y'all need to be two beautiful single people.
Right.
Because I just don't think, I think karma and not saying she deserved anything she got. I'm not saying that.
No.
But I do believe when we make certain choices sometimes, and the Bible say you reap what you sow, unfortunately, it can get us in trouble sometimes. And unfortunately, she was young, she was infatuated, and she made a choice, and she thought, oh, this big, amazing, this Heisman Trophy winner, and everybody loves him. It's O.J. Simpson, and he's looking at me.
Right.
I'm special. I'm that girl. And the manipulation he did of her, the manipulation. And so, and then I think, and then you don't really know what you're getting yourself into.
That's true.
And from what I understand, someone said even when she first started going out with him and dating him, I think it was like their first or second date, she had bruises like on her arm or something where he manhandled her.
Oh, no.
And basically they insinuated maybe he,
what
I'm saying, she didn't willingly.
Right.
That was the insinuation, but I don't know. All I know is, Ness, I won't say that. No, let me not put that out there. I'm sorry. But all I know is people have made the comment, and I've seen some of the titles. He on his way to HEL.
Oh,
but, it's in God's hands. But whatever the case may be, I just think how all that went down was just really sad.
It was. Like I said, it's a very unfortunate situation for the parties that are still here. His family, and then her family. It's sad. It's sad.
It is sad.
It is.
But but OJ, rest in peace, and I mean, girl, I gotta worry about my darn self.
It's full time.
It's full time. I can't worry about what's going on with other people. I gotta worry about my daggone self.
It's full time, I'm telling you.
But it's so funny because what you guys don't know, I'm not a gossip channel. So my hot topics is, it's not like everybody else. We're just having fun in a conversation.
That's right.
That's why I love doing this. We're just having a good time in a conversation.
Absolutely.
But there is one last story. I don't know if you heard about this story. This actually came out this week. I don't know how the young man is doing. I feel so bad. I forget his name. It's a young black man that was in medical school. Did you see this?
I did.
Who, one of the friends, they were boating. They were out on a boat, and they pushed him. One of the friends pushed him.
Oh.
And he was underwater for like 10 minutes.
He died.
No, he's in a coma right now. But at first they reported he was brain dead. But then now I think that he may be in a coma or something. So I've been praying for him. But here's my thing with this. What frustrates me about this story is, I hate to say this, he was the only African-American on the boat. For 10 minutes, a man who couldn't swim. You just sat for 10 minutes
Intentional.
and watched him fight for his life.
Intentional.
Yes.
Jealousy.
Yes.
He was probably super intelligent, top of his class.
Yep.
Probably had, internships waiting for him.
Yep.
Everything. And jealousy set in.
Yeah.
And they were just like, well, we're going to eliminate.
We're going to teach you.
We're going to eliminate the competition.
We're going to teach you. And, and it's sad to think that way.
So sad.
But
it's real.
I can't believe.
Right.
Because we know they can swim really well, most of them.
Right.
I just can't believe that there was nobody on that boat.
Right.
That could not swim and get out there and help that young man.
Yeah.
And you just watched him because he's fighting.
Right.
When somebody can't swim, they're fighting. You're seeing this.
Yes.
And you just sat there and watched him. So basically, you were ready to watch him
pass away.
Yep.
People nowadays are very hateful, very evil.
Hateful and evil. You can't get no more evil than that. And then, from my understanding, they all pretty much lied and said he fell off the boat.
Oh, wow.
Until there was a girl that finally admitted she pushed him.
Oh, no.
So they knew this.
Right.
So now I'm saying, well, did y'all set him up?
Oh, yeah. It was intentional.
It was intentional. I said, y'all set him up.
Eliminate the competition, because like I said, he was probably, and I don't know him personally, I don't know the whole story, but I'm saying it's just listening to those pieces, it's like he was probably the top of his class, on his way to greatness, and they were jealous. And it was just like, let's eliminate the competition. And that's what they decided to do.
And jealousy is such a
dangerous,
ugly emotion.
Oh, it's so dangerous. Not only is it ugly,
very dangerous.
In this day and age, and in the way the society is today, it is dangerous. It is life-threatening. And
they can be very mean and hate you. I had that happen to me where I thought I was cool with somebody. We were friends. And it started with the digs and the poking and the little comments. And we had never had an argument, no issues, always was cool. But then she started digging every time I talked to her. And then she got to a point when she would call me and her phone calls would be to poke and to criticize.
Oh, no.
But then here was crazy. When I finally caught it, she called me one day over something so stupid to criticize and to poke or to tell me, I think she had watched one of my shows or whatever. So she wanted to just, she was just going at me. And then after she got it all out, all to her, just talking to me very nasty and ugly. Okay, well, I'm going to go now.
Oh, wow. You just completely dump on me.
Like she was ecstatic.
And like walk away. Like
you know what I'm like? Slam dunk. I have made you miserable. I have brought you down a notch. Let me go now. I feel great now.
That's terrible.
Oh, let me go. I'm going to take a bubble bath.
Wow.
And then I said, oh my God. I called her name. I said, but she's jealous because she pissed me off.
Oh, right. Absolutely.
And I blocked her. I cut her off. I got rid of her.
Yes.
Because that's a very ugly emotion. Because I could hear the hate in her voice.
Yeah.
And I had never done nothing to this person.
Yeah, but that's a spirit.
You can have an opinion about anything or have an opinion, but it was the way she came at me, how she was talking to me. It came out of nowhere.
Right.
And one thing that I have learned in your friendships, and I'm not looking for anybody to gaslight me or lie to me, but when your friends are not supportive,
right,
and then they start attacking everything that you do,
right,
run.
That's true.
Get away from them.
I agree.
And I got away from it because that's when you show me envy, jealousy, I get away from it.
Because it can turn into something deadly.
It can.
And like I said, back in the day, it was like that. But now, the way society is today is deadly.
Yeah.
People will come after your life.
Yeah, they will.
It used to be, back in the day, they would do a little petty stuff. Like you said, call and have a conversation like that. And hang up, like they dropping the mic and walking off the stage. But now, no, they will take your life. You have to be so careful with that.
You have to be careful.
You have to remove yourself in those situations, and you did the right thing by eliminating that person and removing them from your life because I got healthy. Away. That's toxic.
Yeah,
that is toxic, and you don't need it, and you don't deserve it. And anybody that's out there that's dealing with that, get away from it. Run. Yeah,
get away from it because I'm telling you, jealousy is a very ugly emotion.
It is.
It is a very ugly emotion. And I've watched enough time on the ID channel.
Me too. That's my Oxygen ID.
And what I'm telling you, it taught me a lot. But those channels taught me a lot about people.
Me too.
About trust and friendships and relationships.
Yes.
Because I'm telling you, majority of those, if you watch, majority of them, why did they kill that person? Why
Jealousy.
did they unalive that person?
It was jealousy.
It was jealousy.
90% of the time.
90% of the time, it was jealousy.
And it's weird because I watch all those shows too, to include First 48 and all the rest of them. I love crime shows.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so, like you said, it's about 90% is jealousy and only 10%. I would say 90% is jealousy. 10% is greed.
Yeah.
Somebody's got money.
Yeah.
You know, and then 5% would be actual retaliation from abuse. Someone was abusive towards them. They hurt them. And so, but 90% of it is jealousy.
It's jealousy. And that is a very ugly emotion. I even saw on a show on, I saw on on YouTube channel, the young lady, she specializes in talking about narcissists. I think she was a psychologist or something. You know what she said?
What?
She called them wicked narcissists.
Oh, wow.
And they are covert narcissists, she said, but they're wicked.
Oh, my.
And she said, you have to be careful with narcissists because if you get involved with a wicked narcissist, your life could literally become in danger.
Ooh.
Because narcissists are jealous of everybody. They live to just make your life
miserable.
Like they live for it. Like that is not, but everyone I've heard that knows about this and speaks about this, therapists, psychologists, they said they literally live to make your life
miserable.
The worst.
Wow.
And they're competitive. And here's the funny thing. A lot of them are successful.
Yes.
People want to have this thought about narcissists and they think that, oh, it's just some broke down person who's doing nothing with their life. No, these could be celebrity people.
Yes.
These could be big CEOs.
Yes.
These could be because they're very competitive.
Right.
And they need everybody. One of the things that OJ, I heard this out of his own mouth on this documentary. One of the things that he said is, I always wanted to be famous.
Okay.
I needed people to love me. I want when I walk out, everybody's like, oh, there he is.
Oh.
He said, I live for it.
Oh, wow.
He was a big time narcissist.
Wow.
But that was one of the things that he said.
Wow.
He said, I that's all I've ever wanted. And I think about those people who said, oh, I always wanted to be famous. And speaking of fame, it came back to.
Okay, what is it?
Tom Brady's roast when they booed Kim Kardashian. Speaking of narcissists.
Okay.
It came back to me. So this is the last topic, but they booed Kim. She's talking, she's doing Tom Brady's roast, and they're booing her.
Wow.
Do you think people are over the Kardashians? They're sick of them? I do.
Not yet.
I do.
You do?
I think they're tired. These are 40-year-old middle-aged women now that are
still trying to be socialized.
Still trying to be like taking half nude pictures and still trying to be like, you know.
Some folks still feed off of that though.
Yeah. Oh, well, Kim said that.
Oh.
She said that. I always wanted to be famous.
Wow.
That was her goal in life, to be famous. Now,
She
Kris Jenner, she took them all there.
She did.
I admire that lady.
Do you?
I really do. You take all your kids, they ain't got no singing talent. They ain't got no acting talent. They don't do anything. Right. And you turn them into like
celebrities.
The biggest celebrities in the business.
Right.
You got to give that lady her props. If she had been my mama, I'd be like, Mama, you did that, girl. You did that. You my girl. Them girl, I'm telling you, she did that.
But one of your daughters is a model.
But she wouldn't have got there if her mother hadn't. Exactly.
Right.
And how they started, because it took Kim, and then Kris came in and said, okay. Because remember what Ray J said?
Uh-oh.
She was telling them what to,
right.
I don't know how true that is, but that's what he said. But my thing is, I think people are over it.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
They've had enough?
I think so. I mean, you're going to continue to have those I think with anybody, you're going to have those diehard fans and followers.
Yep.
I just think now it's like we've seen it all. You've been through all the men. You've been through all the black men that, I mean, I don't know if there's any left that's age appropriate. You've been through all them. We've seen you have all your kids. We've seen you go through a couple of divorces, breakups. We've seen your stepdaddy become a lady. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what is left?
She started businesses. She attempted to go back to law school.
All the businesses, we have seen all of it. It's like, what really is there left for us to see?
Right.
We've seen it all. But I think fame and being around behind a camera is an addiction. Oprah said that. Oprah said when she ended her show, not being in front of a camera no more was like, whoa, wait.
Oh, wow.
She had to literally, she said it was like detox.
Really? Oh, my.
Because you get so used. It's like an addiction, being behind the camera, being in the public eye.
Right. That's true.
And I feel like that. What else do we need to see? What else do we need to know? Y'all getting old. Y'all middle-aged women, except for the exception of the younger two.
Right.
But basically, y'all are middle-aged women. Like.
Right. Yeah. I said. Go
somewhere and sit down.
I know the ladies just say, go somewhere and sit down.
You know what I'm saying? We need y'all to go somewhere and sit down. And I don't have nothing against them.
Right.
I really don't.
My thing is that's the way for them. That's their job. That's their, like you said, it's an addiction to a degree, but that's their job and that's how they make their money. So they have to stay out there and stay relevant to continue to gain an income. So,
but they have made. You know what? It's funny you said that because this is my opinion.
Okay.
The average person that I know, and I know millionaires who have retired. They're not losing any money. They're enjoying traveling, doing what they want to do. What do you need the income for? If you just let everybody go, you know what? Here's my thing. Okay, we don't need the shows no more. I don't need maybe keep an assistant. My kids are getting older. I probably really ain't gonna need a nanny soon. I can downsize. Do I really need all these residencies? Because what people don't think about is the mansions. It takes a village to take care of all that.
Right, that's a lot.
And you don't know when nobody else is in the house. Right. You're never there.
Right.
Okay, do I have to have all these things?
For them, they do. Because like you said, it goes back to what you just said a moment ago about it being an addiction. It's their lifestyle. That's all they know. So it's just like to have to, give that up. Like you said, downsize for what? That means that people are going to be looking at them like they fell off. They don't want to walk around and be viewed as oh, well, she fell out. Ooh, she had an 8,000 square foot and now she went down to a 5. Like, oh my God, did you hear about it? So then they're going to, when they go to the, the country club and they go out for brunch and they, everybody gonna be looking like, ooh, she got a $5,000 square foot house. Ooh.
But here's my thing with that. If you didn't put it out there for everybody to know, and if you kept your life private, you would be able to do that.
But that's not what sells. Putting your life out there.
Well, Matthew McConaughey and his wife got a trailer, honey, and he loving it. Lenny Kravitz, if he still got it, but I remember when he talked about on Wendy Williams, he had a trailer in the Bahamas so he could take care of his aunts and stuff and his grandma family in the Bahamas. Got a little trailer, got a little garden, love it.
But you think about it, you just said 2 male names. Females don't think like that. Females are all about the floss, all about what it looks like. They want to be able to have that presentation in front of everybody. I made it. And a lot of people define themselves by their socioeconomic status, and it makes them feel like I have arrived when I can have 5 houses and I can have 10 cars. So to downsize, like I said, once again, it makes it look like they fell off, and they cannot handle that. They can.
Well, that's interesting. Well, I don't mind downsizing, and we're going to down on up out of here. What's Hot with Jazzie? Thank you.
So
it's been a great show yet again. Oh, don't fall. So glad you came.
Absolutely. My
Wonderful.
pleasure. My pleasure.
Love it. And thank you again for watching another fantastic episode of What's Hot with Jazzie. Thank you guys again. And until next time, I'm your host, Jazzie Carrington, and I'm out.